Now hitting on the cameras, like I said before, the OnePlus 6T has that dual camera setup on the back, a 16 megapixel wide angle lens, and then another 20 megapixel wide angle lens as well, which is very weird. I thought this thing had an ultra wide sensor, but I guess not. And this is pretty much what I'll tell you about this camera setup on the back. It's not a bad camera, and I think throughout the years it's actually been pretty good. You know, you have 4K at 60, which is great. The UI is kind of stock, which, you know, is pretty cool. You have a couple of features built in, which is nice, but it definitely, I don't think it's like the best camera of that year. And I do think phones like the Samsung Galaxy S9 of that year, or probably the S9 Plus is a better contender to this, or a phone like, you know, the iPhone XS of that year probably has a better camera setup in this specific case. I think the bigger problem is the front camera, only 16 megapixels, which is a large amount, but only 1080p at 30. I think that is a bigger differentiating factor than the back camera, and it is kind of strange that, you know, from that point on, OnePlus is still sticking with that 1080p sensor on the front. That has to be the biggest downside of these type of devices. I don't know what they do. I don't know why they try to focus on the back camera that much. A lot of people I know, like me for example, I use the front camera more than the back camera more often, and that's kind of annoying that, you know, OnePlus doesn't want to focus on that front camera that much. So there's nothing we can do about it, but I really do think the back camera of this thing isn't that bad, but I really do wish it had a better front facing camera. But like I said, we can't go back in time and fix it. So in terms of the camera setup, I think it's a good camera for sure, and if you want to pick it up, I'd say go for it. It's probably a solid contender even still in 2021. Now moving